What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to another rapid fire Sunny review. And today we are looking at Citizens of Space, developed by Eden Industries and published by Sega. Citizens of Space is a tactical RPG where you're an ambassador of Earth and you're on a mission to find the mystery of what happened to Earth as it just disappeared out of nowhere. We were just accepted to the Galactic Federation and now all of Earth is just gone missing. Now the game stays true to its name because you're going to be recruiting all forms of Citizens of Space to join your team to help you find Earth. The cast ranges from cowboys to music composers to pizza delivery dudes, and each of these cast of characters helps in a certain way on your team, ranging from battle partners who will do the battling to complementary characters who pair up with the battle partners to give them a boost in stats, or summon characters that do massive damage or give huge boosts of defense. These summon characters act like ultimate abilities in the game. This partner system is one of the shining areas of this game because there are so many to recruit to your team and they vary from different skills and talents. But one part of this game that really impressed me a lot was the story content. I wasn't expecting an almost fully voiced adventure, but it was.
You can tie it to the roof
and leave it out for anyone to steal. That's what the Star Illuminati wants you to do.
All the major cutscenes are fully voiced, with the actors doing an excellent job with each of their quacky characters. The writing in this game's hilarious, and there's a lot of pop culture references in the game, but I was really impressed with this aspect of the game because it was very well done and it was all very high quality. The art style of this game is absolutely beautiful. Now, I didn't care for the main character's over-the-top walking animations, but the entire game is gorgeous. The hand-drawn characters and colorful art style is just amazing to look at in certain areas. Some of the characters in this game are just visually unique, and the environments are packed full of detail all around, and this is a part of the game you can't help but just appreciate. The number one thing that I enjoyed the most out of this game was the combat. The combat is a turn-based system and has some traditional RPG elements, but with a key difference of a high emphasis of skill-based mini-games that determine the outcomes of the damage and healing you do. The mini-games are typically all time-based, and there's essentially different mini-games for each of the cast of characters' moves. I really enjoyed this because the damage or healing was based on how I handled these mini-games, and they were varied enough to make me feel engaged in the combat. You as the ambassador are unique because you're not actually a battle character yourself, but you can control the fights in the background by acting as a person who can throw heals to the group with items, or you can set the parameters of the fight by making everyone in the fight do less damage, including your team and the enemies. You can also call a special summon from the cast of characters you recruit and do a huge ultimate move that can build over several fights. Typically, I would wait till the boss fight to unleash these crazy ultimate moves. You can swap in characters mid-fight from your stable of guys who are waiting in the background to jump in the fight if needed. I loved all this because you could change up the strategy mid-fight and summon someone who was better suited for the given encounter, and overall I felt like I had a lot of control on how I wanted to approach any given fight. The battles themselves are random encounters like Pokemon and other traditional RPGs like Final Fantasy, but I liked how I can change this at any time by decreasing the amount of encounters you faced. And while there wasn't a lot of boss fights, I did enjoy these fights as they felt like epic fights. There is some loot in this game, but it's not noteworthy as I rarely upgraded them, and you could tell this wasn't a focus in the game or an emphasis. But while I enjoyed my time with Citizens of Space, there was some gripes, and the biggest one for me, and almost very apparent from the get-go, is the loading screens. There was a huge issue with this. There's a ton of rooms and areas to enter and a lot of backtracking with all the questing. You will be going in and out of areas all the time, and there is loading screens for every single room. It felt so bad that I didn't want to explore at times because I knew I was going to face a lot of loading screens. There was also issues with the quest markers. They were really confusing at times. They were not sending me in the right directions or not appearing correctly, and you mix this in with the annoying loading screens, and that was one aspect that took quite a bit away from what I would say is a very fun adventure. All in all, I enjoyed my time with Citizens of Space quite a bit. The fun, wacky adventure with an almost fully voiced story, awesome combat with a lot of different variations to play with. You have a full cast of characters that were enjoyable to meet and find in the world. While I don't think there's any replayability here outside of one playthrough, I think you'll end up getting a lot of hours of fun and gameplay here. There's a ton of planets to still explore. I only explored 3 after just 10 hours of gameplay, with many more to explore in the adventure. The game for me is getting a 8 out of 10. This game would have received my first 9 of the year if it wasn't for the loading screens, but it should not detract you from checking this RPG out. It's a high quality adventure for an extremely low price. There's a ton of value and fun to be had here, and if you don't pick this gem up, I think you're missing out. But that is going to be it for me on this review. If you guys like this review, check out my channel's content for more reviews and gameplay footage of new games coming out. Sub to the channel if you're brand new, and please, you can consider hitting that like button for me, as it helps out tremendously with people finding these videos. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you, and I hope you guys have a sunny day.